This is a nice little piece of early 80s gadgetry. I would refer to this as a travel companion. This is a Hanimex 531.2 AM/FM world band radio with cassette recorder and 5-inch black and white TV as a bonus. This would be nice for a motorhome, you know, something like that. If you wanted to buy something that you could listen to radio or a cassette, or maybe record on a cassette, and maybe even watch a little tube on, all on the same thing. Especially because TVs and stuff were still slightly expensive back then. I mean, they are now, but people can afford TVs now. And people could back in the 80s too, but this is still something that was pretty nice. I'll give a view of it before I plug it in and show its operation. There's the back. Made in Taiwan. That's a sign it was made in the early 80s. We had a lot of Taiwanese things then. There's the front with all of its controls, its TV settings, TV tuner, and radio tuner. And its radio selector switch and tone and volume. All those nifty little controls. Then you have the front, which has the cassette deck with tape counter. And then you have the back. Well, yeah, the back, I guess. I'll show you the battery compartment, because for me anyway, it's always amazing seeing how clean the battery compartments on things this old can be, you know, when they're well taken care of. There's pretty much zero corrosion in this one. And something interesting, if you look close enough, the owner's name, Gary Ham, has been etched into the plastic. I can't remember if I said this before, but according to the eBay seller, it was from 1981. And so now, without further ado, once I get the back on, I will plug it in and show its operation. This is probably not the best demonstration video that I've done, because I have such a small space to work with, and this thing is so big. But I am trying my best. Let's grab its cord. It's not its cord, it's just an AC cord, but, you know, it works. Plug it in. The buttons on this cassette transport feel really solid and have a firm response. So this is a pretty well made transport, I think. Oops, and of course it's on radio instead of tape. My bad. The cassette recorder of this Hanimex 531-2 is unfortunately DC bias. However, it does do a good job at not splattering on the S's. Now I will demonstrate the radio and record the radio on cassette so that you can hear how this thing records music. I'll demonstrate me tuning the radio a little bit, while being careful of YouTube's content ID system, because as discussed before, people are definitely going to want to watch my vintage electronic demonstrations for the little clips of music instead of purchase them, you know? It's just something everyone does these days. Oh, that's TV. Goodness.
That's $49 plus get $10.
Reception on the radio bands is mediocre at best. FM is pretty good. AM is acceptable. Shortwave will get you by. It's mediocre at best.
Find at home when you make
for detail.
Not demonstrating AM since I'm recording right next to the laptop, and that can cause for some serious interference problems, so I'll put the antenna back down. I really wish I could demonstrate the TV, but they shut off analog TV a couple of years ago, as you all know. But what I can do, which I won't do during this video, is I have taken the tip of a coaxial cable, you know, that has basic cable TV, just your basic TV cable channels, analog, and put it on the antenna and got some TV reception. According to visual assistants, there was just a bunch of lines on the screen. I don't know if that just was because the reception wasn't the best, or... So this is how it records radio. So it's not the best. Something interesting about this transport is when you're in fast forward, I'm guessing the gear for fast forward is on the pause lever, because when pause is engaged, the fast forward stops. Doesn't apply to rewind though. Just fast forward. So that's kind of interesting. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this demonstration of something that I think is really, really interesting. The Hanimex 531-2. Thank you for watching. This is Noah signing off as the Hanimex fades away. Also, according to the eBay seller, it hasn't been used since 1983 before he sold it and did some testing on it to see if it worked. Just figured I'd throw that fact in there.